Hey YouTube, Motor Racing Network, Steve Post here. Another great Diecast review show. Thank you for joining us. This show brought to you by PlanBSales.com. Off weekend last week, so all of us getting a chance to take a little bit of a breather. And now it is the stretch drive through the end of the season, and it is going to be fun. Thus far this year, we've had 12 different winners in NASCAR Sprint Cup Series racing. Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch lead the way with 4. Other winners along the way as well, and really now the focus for the next 4 races, the next 4 weeks, is who's going to make that chase field. Right now the battle is for 15th spot because we have got the 10 drivers who won that are in the top 10. We've got Tony Stewart, who is well inside the top 30, so that means we need the top 15. Chris Buescher is working his way toward the top 30. If he gets in, that battle is for 14th. Here's the deal. Win. We've got Bristol coming up. We've got Michigan, we've got Darlington, and we've got Richmond. If you don't have a win this year, you better win because point racing may get you on the outside. That's how thrilling things are going to be. We've got a point battle for 15th, a point battle for 14th, and we're going to watch the point battle for 30th to see if Chris Buescher gets in. So all kinds of point racing. Get a win, drivers. If you're looking to get in that chase, that's the surest way to make your way into the chase. Now, what we have to review this week is something really, really amazing. Do you remember back at Auto Club Speedway earlier this year, we had the Superman versus Batman. Jimmy Johnson was Superman, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was Batman. Well, Jimmy Johnson won the battle on the track, and we have helmets to commemorate that. In fact, this helmet has the date and the win. Jimmy's 77th win, March 20th, 2016. These helmets are the Batman versus Superman, and we have just the smaller size, the mini helmet, in Jimmy Johnson's Lowe's Superman helmet. So we just have the mini, but look at this. This is the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Batman. We have the mini helmet over here, and really look at the detail involved, including the hose on the back, and just so much better detail than we used to have on these helmets. And then when we look at the big helmet, we have got not only the hose, the air hose on the back, but we've got all the cables on the front where it plugs into the radio, and just a lot more detail on these helmets. So the Dale Earnhardt Jr. Batman helmet is available from PlanBSales.com. We've got mini helmets and large helmets from a lot of drivers along the way. You can just go on there in that search box and type in helmets, and you'll see an amazing collection, but we're featuring these that just arrived, the Superman one that Jimmy Johnson won with, and the Batman helmet that Dale Earnhardt Jr. had commemorating that race at Auto Club back earlier this year. Time now to get to our favorite part of the program, your questions. We're going to grab an extra one because we took some time off last week. So Jacob Chaplin writes in and says, do you think Chris Buescher can get to the top 30 in points? He's just a few points out, and I do believe, Jacob, he will. I think what we're going to see is a lot of emphasis from Ford and Roush Fenway Racing to get him into the top 30 in points. So yes, he ended up with a bad day at Watkins Glen, getting crashed. He was running well, but we're going to Bristol. He can have a good solid day there. We're going to Michigan, where I'm fairly confident he'll run really, really well. Chris's favorite track is Darlington and Richmond. He just needs to gain a couple of points. So yes, I think he does get in to the top 30 in points with all the effort that's going to be put behind his team to get there. Verizon Cup Series writes in and asks, where is Chase Elliott most likely to get a win? You know, and I know you've asked this question a few times. I have no clue. 2 months ago, I would have said the next race because Chase Elliott's been good across the board. I'm not really sure now. He stumbled just a little bit. So I don't know what it leans to. Maybe Darlington, he won the Xfinity Series there in a few weeks. I don't know. I really don't understand right now where Chase Elliott is. As I mentioned, 2 months ago, I'd have said he could win next week, any week, because he was so strong. Right now, they've struggled, so I'm really not sure what to expect. If I had to pick one, maybe I'd look at Darlington, though, coming up in a few weeks. But that's a great question, because right now, I'm sure they're asking those questions over at Hendrick Motorsports as well. And Joshua Kurse writes in and says, who are your final 4 predictions for the Xfinity Championship? Joshua, that is what's so fun about this. I read your question and then I got thinking and I said, wow, this is going to be interesting because when you look at the 3 races to get into the Homestead Championship battle, those races are Kansas, Texas, and Phoenix. Well, you know who's going to be in those races. All kinds of Cup drivers. So I'm not sure we're going to have a win and you're in at Homestead among the Xfinity Series drivers. So let's look at guys who get good points. And really, I've kind of cheesed my way out on this one. I'm going with the top 4 in points. Elliott Sadler has got more points than anyone else. hard not to believe in those 3 races he might not be able to do the same. Daniel Suarez, Ty Dillon, and Eric Jones. Now, he might be able to step up and win one of those races, but those are my 4. Again, Elliott Sandler, Daniel Suarez, Ty Dillon, and Eric Jones. But I think it's going to get fascinating, and I think there's some other guys that could jump up there and maybe grab a win, although those wins in that next to final round are going to be tough because Cup drivers are going to be in all of those races. Now, remember, when we go to Homestead, Cup drivers are not allowed, and it's going to be settled among the Xfinity Series drivers only. All right, it is time now to talk about this weekend. It's Bristol, baby. 111 times NASCAR's Cup Series has rolled into Thunder Valley, and here we go again. When we look at race winners there, Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, and Kurt Busch lead the way with 5 victories at Bristol. Matt Kenseth and Carl Edwards, the Joe Gibbs duo, they have 4 each. The Penske duo of Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, they each have 2 wins, and lone race winners up at Bristol, Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick, Tony Stewart, and Casey Kane. We also want to mention to you, if you're going to Bristol, look for the Plan B sales tent. You can follow along all our social media. Once we get set up there, we'll let you know exactly where we're at, but the Plan B sales tent is going to be in the Midway area up there at Bristol Motor Speedway, and we're so excited. Can't wait to see you up there at Bristol, and make sure you stop by the tent and purchase your Diecast and apparel and all the other things that we'll have on sale there. It is time now for our question of the week. Our question is really a question we had earlier. Do you believe Chris Buescher can get inside the top 30 in points? Give us an answer. Give us a reason why. Why not? You think he can or he cannot? And type those answers down below. We'll have those answers and your questions from typed in down below, because we just love the back and forth that we have here on our Diecast review show. And with that, that is going to wrap it up. All of our greatest Diecast needs, or all of your Diecast needs, are available at planbsales.com. Type in whatever you're looking for in that search box in the upper right-hand corner, and I'm fairly confident we'll have it for you. And if we have it in stock, we'll get it turned around and shipped right out the door to you as soon as possible. We love that you guys are getting involved with us here on YouTube. We have the comments below. Feel free to mention your comments here. Follow us on Twitter at PlanBSales, and we'll keep you informed on what we have. And please get some back and forth conversation going, because we love talking racing and love talking with you race fans out there, and we appreciate the business you do give us.